I, you all are feeling it. Well, for me, it's like I could barely hold my eyes open. It's like I wanted to just fall asleep. That's how bad it is. There's some kind of energy in the air. And you know what? I went to town with my husband. Uh, and of course, we were outside and stuff. And the sky is all white. We come back home, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I can barely hold my eyes open. And even on the way home, I felt like I was just going to fall asleep. Just sitting there in the car thinking, oh my gosh, on the way there and on the way back, and then sitting down, it's like you could just, if you could just fall asleep just like that. There's something going on, you. I know I'm not the only one who is feeling this. Did you get a notification, Gypsy? Indigo Blue. Hello. You feel like sleeping and you've seen this. That's right. And I'm thinking, I feel like it's nighttime already. And I looked at the clock. It's only 6 o'clock. Only 6 o'clock in the afternoon or evening now. But you all, there's like a heaviness. There's something in the air that is making us feel this way. You just found it. You can't hold your eyes open at all. Okay, this is important, you all. Something is going on. I was sitting there thinking, if I could just lay down. And I'm thinking, if I take a nap, I'm going to be awake in around 9 o'clock. And then I'll be up all night, you all. It's something's happening. We're getting sleepy. Drowsiness. You feel like a denseness, fogginess. It's 4:30 in Utah. You've been taking a nap the last couple of days. Hard to get motivated the last few days. Yes, maybe a bad weather, a lack of sunlight. Christina Faith, honey, something's going on. There really is. There's no telling what is up in that sky. Although when I did go out earlier with my husband, I could see the outline of the sun like that through the whiteness of the sky. It was so bright, and I thought, you know, right? You know what? Behind all that white, I bet there is a blue sky. That's what I was thinking. Behind all that white, I bet there is a blue sky. But I really, if I did not come up here and do a video, I'd be laying down there on that couch, going to sleep like that. And that's very rare. And you may be finding that's very rare for you, is where your eyes, you can't even hold them open. Hello. No, I didn't see no blue skies. Not today, I didn't. Oh, the sun was beautiful. Do I hear taps on my windows or popping or plastic bottles or coffee cans? I'll tell you what, I hear taps. You know what I hear? Oftentimes when I am on a phone call with somebody, let me tell you exactly what I hear. It's every single time. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. Let me do this. It sounds like this. That's what it sounds like a tapping. Sounds like a tapping every time I'm on the phone with somebody. But I think it's the certain people that I'm on the phone with. And I'm thinking, what is that? Because that's what it sounds like. Whenever I'm on the phone, I'm thinking, this is somebody listening to my stuff, you all. That's what I say. But are you feeling it? What is happening, you all? It's, are you feeling very, very tired, very, very drowsy, very, very sleepy? And are you finding it difficult to hold your eyes open because you just want to go to sleep? Because that's what I was feeling. Yeah, my nose is like, trying to itch now. Something's going on. You're in bed now, and yes. Okay, so yeah, something is happening. It is. You let me push this thing down here. Oh my gosh, you all. Oh, there's something going on, and it's not the two suns. It's not. Look at these ships in the sky. This was in Clarksville, Indiana. I just wanted to flip that around. I did. You may fall asleep during this. Rebecca Rube, you probably will. It's weird. Sometimes when you're on the phone, it sounds like someone is typing. Yes, Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like, and you make it makes you think: is that are the am I being recorded? Is there someone in space listening to the conversation? It's real. It does. It sounds like a typewriter, but it's a perfect time in between it. You cannot stay awake, and you have a 4 and 5 year old. Oh my gosh, you are. There's something's happening. There really is something happening. My hair is like wild, but I'm getting hot up here. I've had this hat on all day long, practically, and it is nice and cozy. It you feel nauseous? You feel like your head is in a bubble today. What does that feel like, May Kelly, when you say you feel like your head is in a bubble? And then all of a sudden, my back started hurting all of a sudden on one side of my spine. It's like I feel like I don't know. What does it feel like when you say you feel like your head is in a bubble? Because I don't know what a bubble means. Um, oh, you did a call? You called a boiler place and the lady on the phone had a blinker sound ticking. Yes, it's a ticking sound. It's exactly what it is. Who else is hearing the ticking sound? Because this was not heard before. It wasn't you all. It feels like you. Oh, wow. That's wild. Thank you. I hope you get to feeling better. Yeah, we are all feeling it, you all. Something's in the atmosphere, and it's affecting our biological bodies, our biological clocks. Your ex-husband is feeling strange today, and your daughter pulled a muscle on her back, and your son felt sleepy all morning. Yeah, I was feeling fine, and it's like my the right side on the right next to my column, spinal column. It's like it got really tense, and it's still a little tense now, right now. But I'm thinking, what? I didn't do anything for it to get that way. It just happened all of a sudden. I thought I was going to sleep, sit in that chair, and I no, I'm not. A tuning in. You're lying in the bed now. Your teeth and lower jaw, your lower back hurts. My husband said his lower back was hurting yesterday, but then he said it's better today. You all, are we getting hit with something from aliens, from space? Are we having space weapons used against us? The humans on the earth, you all, really, this is technology far beyond our control. You know, we just read about yesterday. They have started this new group called the AARO, AARO, Anonymous Anomaly something. It's a new agency to study these medium like vehicles in the water, submersibles in the water that come out of the water, go into the air, and also space. They want to study all this, and I think maybe interdimensional stuff. They know something's going on. They really do, and if they find something and they cannot identify it, they said that they will treat it as a hostile. Is it what they say? A hostile force or something like that. Um, Upstate New York, they spray the good stuff all in the blue sky. Our bodies are upgrading. Well, I'd like my body to upgrade. Uh, I would. Well, I'm on the inside. You can say that you're spiritually being upgraded on the inside, but to have your body upgraded to be something you also, if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it? And if so, what's going on? Because I was off and on all day long. I could barely hold my eyes open. And it's only when I went outside. I'm fine while I'm in the house. Okay, I'm fine. But it's when I go outside, I'm fine for a little bit. But when I walk outside, exposed to the elements in the air and stuff like that, and whatever's falling, mist or whatever, get back in the car and get back home, then I get tired. See, I was fine before we left this afternoon. And then I get home and then I sit down and I can barely hold my eyes open. And my back kind of hurts. Somebody's got a migraine. You have the ringing of the ears. Hello, you all. I wouldn't say it's ascension symptoms. I'm not really one to speak about that, but there are people who do speak about that, but not me. You always get sick if you go outside. Some people, their eyes get really watery and their sinuses and stuff. There's something in the air. There's something literally in the air and some kind of like entity up there in the air too. Some kind of frequency out there, you all, especially. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's heard a ticking when I get on the phone and talk to certain people. So I now know that you're probably glad to know that you're not the only one who hears the ticking too, and it is a ticking sound. Um, you love the outdoors. I love the outdoors too. And has any of you all thought that you've hearing other types of like voices or something from the other dimension at time, and you think somebody is speaking, and you got your family members around you, but no, they haven't said nothing. Have you been hearing voices? Um, and you thinking, well, where is that coming from? Okay. Yeah, because I know that they wanted to open up parallel worlds, other dimensions. I'm sure the gates are flung open wide for these other dimensions. Yes. Yeah, I think the veil is thinning big time, you all. If that veil thins, I can't even get my words out. If that veil thins all the way, we're liable to see unspeakable things, things that we do not want to see. Seriously, if that veil thins all the way, you better prepare your heart. Yeah, it's thinning, all right. You all have heard it. What is being clairvoyant mean? Somebody answer her question. I'm very intuitive, and you can see things that others can't. You know things that others don't know. Yeah. You pick up on things. The gates of hell are open. That, that's what some people say. You see Dolly Parton's new song? Satan is real. And she's singing in this song, "Go to hell, Satan." And he's up there and she's got this red suit on and he's trying to seduce her. They got this nice looking young man coming and he's trying to be seductive. And she tells him, "Go to hell, Satan," and whatever. And then she has these angels like around her. It's like a play, like her song is playing out. And yeah, it's really is how it's happened. You get somebody trying to seduce you and stuff like that. But that song, I thought, wow, "Go to hell, Satan." It's what she said. And you know, dark energy, evil is, Satan is the personification of all this stuff like here that's set out to destroy people's lives. It's the personification. It's the name given to the evil. But they have to give it a face, you all, they do. It's got to have a face so people can visualize it, because not too many people's going to visualize something that's invisible. They want to see a face. They want to have something to associate it with. Yeah, so see, somebody got themselves already in trouble by our Applebrooks honey. Thank you, Applebrooks honey. Yes, Megadeth song. What, Danny, love it. What is this Megadeth song that you're talking about? Megadeth song. What's it about? I'm trying to set up because this back up here. I'll take my hand and try to rub that muscle myself. Hello there in South Carolina. Yeah. Um, the Megadeth. You all, if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it? Good evening. And what is going on? Because every time I was fine before I left the house. I get outside in the weather, and so I get really sleepy. I couldn't hold my eyes open. I felt like I just couldn't even stay awake. And I thought, I was dozing off in the car while my husband was driving. And I think, what is wrong with me? If I could just shut my eyes for just a few minutes or a few seconds. Ghostbusters, your love is lifting me higher. With what's the red ooze and dancing toaster Statue of Liberty comes to life, your love is lifting. I don't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about right there, but could it be Earth's magnetic pull? Well, Earth's magnetic pull is giving me a hot flash and making my face have a suntan on here. It really is, you all. Something's going on. If you are laying in that bed, like some people have said, they can barely stay awake. And they said, this one person said, I'll probably fall asleep while I'm watching this video. Something's going on. It is. And some people feel like their head's in a bubble and things like that. You got water tonight, nature spirit. Nunya Iron Manya, what's going on? You love that song. You took a five, Johanna, a 5 hour nap. What if you were abducted during that 5 hour nap? Isn't that about like the time frame that they would take people? Well, some get 2.5 to 5 hours. Something's draining your body, your body and your spirit. Wow, you're drinking some rock shore. I don't even know what a rock shore is. I've heard of Coors. You all, I can honestly say I have not even drinking one can of beer in my life. I've tasted it, but I've never drank a full can, and I don't like it. I don't. I've had a glass of wine, I guess a not too sweet or strong. I've had that, but I've no, yeah. They could take you now, Mike. Are we getting a DNA upgrade? Do we got some junk DNA in our body? And when somebody comes, they're going to get you get your DNA upgrade, and then you're going to get your powers back, something like that. Um, you are listening to somebody, hearing a beautiful musician. You're dragging, Patty, and you think it's the holiday food. Well, I didn't think I ate too much. I even drank something to give me some caffeine to stay awake, and it did not work, you all. Is that what you're finding out too? If you even try to drink coffee to try to stay awake, or some tea, that it's not helping you because you're getting very sleepy and you can barely hold your eyes open. And it's like you're drowsy. It's like we're being, I don't know, given some kind of thing. That's right. I love you too, Amanda. Many times you feel fatigued constantly. You feel like something's going on, but you don't understand. Carly, hope there is something going on, and some things are they're not understandable. It'd be really hard for a human being in their human understanding while on this earth to understand what's going on. It really is, because it's far beyond our mortal understanding, really. I think you could probably understand it somewhat if you looked at it to the spiritual realm. Even then, you won't see the whole picture. You will not. What's it say? Now you don't see clearly, but then you will be known as you were known. What's that mean, you all? You will be known as you were known. You see in part, but when perfection comes, you will see clearly. Yeah. Our whole world is poisoned, and it's got poisoned people, poisoned spirits, um, poisoned energy. Yeah, and we're trying to hold our eyes open. It's something's going on. The food you eat does have a big effect on you too. You ever notice that if you don't eat very much at all, if you eat something really simple, and you can go all day long and you have more energy. Isn't that strange, you all, based on the food you eat? And you could go without eating and have more energy than if you did eat. That's messed up. It really is messed up. Reptoids, you got some reptoids, people. There's something going on. Seems like most of the time you're living in two different worlds. Let me ask this. How many of you just this past week have thought you seen someone, like I thought I seen my stepdad went on my way to my mother's house. I thought for sure I passed my stepdad on the road. He was in his Mustang with the white Mustang and the tan roof, and it looked just like him. And I'm thinking, well, I'm almost to their house. So I get to the house. His two vehicles are gone. And I go in the house. I said, well, told my mom, I just passed Ken on the road. He was in his Mustang. She goes, no, you didn't. His Mustang's in the garage. He's in his truck. I said, that looked exactly like him, you all. Have you had one of those this week, you all, where you thought for sure you saw somebody and you find out, no, that wasn't them because they're not in their vehicle like that? There are people who have seen their self before. So it's weird. And then I'm thinking, well, are we having a clash? What's that thing? Not Clash of the Titans, but a merging of two worlds. I don't know, a clash of something, a clash of war of the worlds. I don't want to have a war of the worlds. What if we have a war of the worlds? The world that we used to be in, and then we got thrust into another world that's almost like this world, but this world that we got thrust in, this parallel world, we don't know how to get out of it. And then what if the people who opened up this entryway to this parallel world, the scientists and stuff, they don't know how to get away from it now. And now we're all stuck in a parallel world. Um, Quantum physics, yes, we got to eat better, you all. When worlds collide, thank you. That's what I was thinking about, Jennifer. When worlds collide, and our world is, it feels like our world is colliding, you all. There's something so strange going on. I don't really ever remember, at least not like this, ever being so sleepy where I cannot even hold my eyes open. Just if I could just like close them for a while. Now I could understand if you were working so much and just wearing yourself out and you just want to just close your eyes for a few moments or a few seconds. But if you ain't been doing nothing but sitting around, or you walk outside and then you come in and then that happens to you, there's something way off with that, you all. There really is something way off. Can't everybody be having the same symptoms from all around the world and that be considered normal? Okay, it's not normal. It's not. You shouldn't be having the same symptoms as everybody else. Can't hold your eyes open and you're dispersed all around the world. All around the world, you are. Something is going on. And if there really is something up there in that sky, something that means humanity harm, and if there is, then you know someone on the earth knows about it, but perhaps they don't know how to stop it. And they can't stop it because the technology is too far advanced. They don't know how they would even counter it. Why did we even make the Space Force? Really think about it. Why did we bring the Space Force into existence? And some say it has been operating in the background for a long, long time, but they never really gave it that name, an official name. They brought it out into the open. Do they know something that we don't know? And this is their way of bringing out, we got some adversarial. That's what they said last night. Adversarial, if they cannot identify a submersible, a vehicle that's in the ocean, under the water, one that's in the air, and then one that goes in space, if they cannot identify it and analyze it, they're going to consider it as an adversarial threat, is what they said, an adversary. That means to threaten them, especially when it comes near their bases and everything else. They're going to take appropriate action, you all. They were talking about technology last night. We were reading a transcript that the military leaders had with some news people, and they were asking them, have you seen any like forms of like advanced technology and stuff like that? And they admitted they didn't know what to think about it. They're seeing things, but they don't know how to deal with it. Yeah. So, you all, if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it? And what is going on? You may have been feeling fine today. Then all of a sudden, you are finding yourself, you can't even hold your eyes open. You thinking, if I could just get a few moments with my eyes closed, I'll feel better. But then you don't get those few moments. And then you try to, you don't want to go to sleep, but you just want to just close your eyes for a few moments because you're so sleepy. It's like, sleep, sleep. Now they'll sleep. You remember that with the poppy fields? That's what the Wicked Witch said about Dorothy. Because Dorothy and her friends, they wanted to go to the Wizard of Oz. They wanted to go to wherever that place was. What was they would have gone? I don't know where they went. But she didn't want them to go there. So they got there, she caused a sleep. Lay down in those poppies and made them all fall asleep, you all. That's what the Wicked Witch did. Sleep, sleep, now they'll sleep. The Emerald City. That's right, the Emerald City. See, the evil, which was the personification of the wicked witch, you had the good witch, which was the white witch, and you had the other one, which was the black witch. And they were sisters. They were of the same family, more or less. But one was the personification of good, and one was the personification of bad. Um, they were, it's weird. And the bad one used bad things to try to stop Dorothy on her journey. They did. Rip Van Winkle, who's don't fall into the eighth sphere. What on earth is an eighth sphere? The Emerald City. Yeah, electromagnet. You complained about the symptoms last night, and your daughter just said you must have the. No, you don't got no virus. No, you're sleepy. You're wide awake. You're functioning. Something is affecting you. If you are feeling like you cannot even hold your eyes open, I wanted to lay down on the couch and go to sleep. And I looked at the clock. I said, it must be really late. And I looked at it. It was only 6 o'clock. I said, no, it's not late. But why do I feel so sleepy? I didn't do nothing today except walk outside 2 times. That's what I did. Excuse me. It's the cloud seeding. It's like your spirit is alive, but your body can't keep up. Yes, Sponge, that's a good way to put it. Your spirit is alive and your body can't keep up. What is happening? Well, this is what's happening. Tony, are you feeling it? Are you feeling very, very sleepy, very, very drowsy that you can't hold your eyes open? You just want to go to sleep. It's not that you're exhausted. It's just that you feel so tired that you just want to close your eyes. And there's no reason for you to feel that way, but you feel that way, and it's a fight to keep your eyes open. It's like something's being used against our bodies. And this is worldwide, okay? This is worldwide. This is only like the second time I've ever had it happen. Recently, the other one was like a few months back is when that happened to me. I thought I did a video like this. I said, I just want to go to sleep, but I don't want to. And then I ended up going to sleep after the video for like 30, 45 minutes. I don't want to go to sleep this early, you all. I don't. And I don't want some type of technology or some type of frequency or whatever is out there in the air or in the atmosphere. I don't want it making me drowsy like on The Wizard of Oz to Dorothy. I don't want to get drowsy like that and just feel like I just want to go to sleep. No, I want to live my life. I want to live my life and I want to enjoy my day even though it's dark outside. I want to still do things. It could be, that's right, some guy. It could be very well. No, it's not age related. You have young people feeling like this too. There's something happening in the world. Okay, there is. And things are heating up. There's lots of chatter taking place about a lot of different things, outside forces. And let's talk about this, you all. Why did the observatory in Hawaii, every day they faithfully released time lapse of 6 cameras every day, north, south, east, west webcams, and then 2 cloud cams. Every single day they would do the whole entire day, a time lapse. It would last 48 seconds. They did this religiously until we started documenting a great big white light over the southern camera and started documenting big ships outside these observatories in Hawaii. But the last one that got us was the great big white thing. And I even showed a rim around it like a gigantic flying saucer setting right in front of the observatory on the southern camera. The last thing they did that they uploaded was on the 6th and the 7th of December. They totally cut it all out because of that, you all. And I'm not going to believe anything different. There's something here. There's something here, and they're told to be hush, hush. Otherwise, they would make these cameras available to the public like they have all these years. 48 seconds, and the last one they did was only 8 and 9 seconds. So something is in the sky. It's here, and they don't know what to do because they know if they continue to release video footage of the observatories and we get a hold of it, we're going to find something, and that's what they're afraid of. We might see something, and then it'll get out again. There was too much traffic coming to those webcams in Hawaii. That's why they are not releasing it. You'll see the Subaru telescope, but back to what we was talking about. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling really sleepy, like you cannot even hold your eyes open? You just want to sleep, and there's no reason for you to go to sleep, but you just feel like I want to sleep, and your spirit knows your body is wanting to go to sleep, but your spirit doesn't want to. Your spirit's fighting hard to keep your body awake. That's what's happening. People are talking about everyone not only being tired but fatigued. That's right, Ness Kitty. Who is they? They though. I don't know who they. Who you talking about? Okay, let's give a let's have good and evil. Let's just say that in the big scope of life, you got good and you got evil battling against one another. Let's just say the evil, the darkness, or whatever entities are out there. Yeah, let's just say that. That's you have movies that have good guys and bad guys. Okay, you got this in life too. I don't know who they are. They don't have a face. They're like a one great big entity. Whoever they are, you all. This is serious. When you're having a bulk of humanity from around the world having the same symptoms like this is really serious, and it's not an isolated incident. We're struggling to keep our eyes open, and it ain't even nighttime yet. Some people are already in the bed. They didn't even know if they could even watch through this video without falling asleep. They feel like their head is in a bubble. Things like that, you all. Total fatigue, total exhaustion, and today, really, yesterday was a hard day too. If I would not have stayed busy, I would have probably wanted to go to sleep, but I made sure I did something that I could relax and do, and just messing with an engine, you all. That relaxed me enough because I thought, I'm not laying there. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go down in that garage and I'm going to mess with this engine. I'm going to clean this engine and work on it. That relaxes me. It's too late for me to do that tonight, but I'm not going to go to sleep. See, we've got to keep ourselves awake. We can't give in to this energy, this frequency, whatever it is causing our eyes to want to close by themselves. Just like Dorothy, she couldn't shake it, you all. And the only way she was able to shake it, the good came around, the light came around and woke her up out of it. That's what happened. The good came and brought her out of this sleep that her wicked sister put her in. You was like a spell. She cast a spell, more or less. So that's what's happening, things like that. You can look at the world like that, you are, but this is not normal. We should not be falling asleep, and it's not even nighttime. We should not be where I can't hold my eyes open, because if you're in your car and this is happening to you where you can't hold your eyes open, that's very dangerous too. Or you got family, children to take care of. Hello. You are ill today. A lot of people are getting ill also. Yeah, I hope if you're all ill today, I hope you get better very soon. I hope that your vibration, somehow the frequency within your body can shift and make your cells better, make you feel better. I just pray right now, in the name of Jesus, in the name of love, that happens, that all these cells within your body, that whatever's causing your body to feel, I just pray that and hope that all these bad things that are trying to attack your cells or your body, I just hope that they're all gone, just vanish. They can't push anymore, and that you get your strength back and your energy back. That's what I hope and pray for you all. We got to fight back against this, because it's spiritual and it's physical. Okay, it is. Yeah, something's not right. It's not right, and we know it. We got to stand up against it. We got to stand up and stand our ground, and not let this energy, whatever it is causing this, you all, we can't let it take us down. We stand as long as we can. And if we have to lean on each other, then we can lean on each other, you all, we can. You just got to know you're not alone in this struggle, because it is a struggle. When you want to stay awake, you got things to do and you can't, because your eyes are closing by themselves. It's kind of like Frodo on the Lord of the Rings, and his friend Samwise, whoever, or Bilbo, their eyes were closing by themselves. They just couldn't even hold their eyes open. Well, of course, they were exhausted, completely exhausted on their journey. Um, yeah, that's right. We got to agree with one another. We gotta hang in there. We gotta fight back, push this back, get our strength back from us. We can. Everything has to do with frequency too. Frequency plays a major role in a lot of things. And I'm not fully grasping it yet in this human body, but I'm realizing how important frequency is in all aspects of our life, you all. It is. The dark will either Friday light. Tell it to get the hints out behind me. That's right. That's what Dolly Parton sung, Get Behind Me, Satan. She did in her song. And they even showed her on the NBC thing, her singing her song. She wanted the people to know that he was real. The Satan is real. It's a personification of evil. Um, and if Satan's real, then God has to be real, the personification of good. Just like the Inky and the Enlil, all of that, you all. There's like, you got the good, you got the bad. You got Pinocchio on one end, you got the little devil whispering in his ear, and on the other end, you got the little angel over here whispering in his ear. They showed you all the while in the cartoons and the movies. And yeah, there's so much more to it. And it's not that simple, you all. It's not. It's quite complicated. Very, very complicated. Yeah, the Anunnaki. Well, that's right. Symbolic. Everything is symbolic, you all. Yeah. Hit them like you all. You take the good, you take the bad. Yeah, you do. Oh, I used to like that. I used to like that show. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you had the facts of life. The facts of life. Yeah, that was a pretty good show to watch, and you really do. You have it all in this life. So, are you feeling it? Is what I get back to. And if you are, what's going on? Are you feeling very tired, very exhausted? Are you feeling like you cannot even hold your eyes open? That you just want to fall asleep? And if you're thinking, if I could just close my eyes just for a moment, maybe that will give me some more energy. But even you find out like that, you hold them, you close them, and then you open them up. Think, well, that's long enough. But then you can't hold them open any longer, and you keep dozing off. You keep closing your eyes because you don't have. I don't know. It's like a force within your body, forcing your body to close your eyes, and make you really tired to want to go to sleep. And it's happening all around the world to people from all walks of life. Doesn't matter who you are, from all walks of life. They shut every time you send a text. You finally found people that understand Lloyd. Yes, everybody, yeah, we understand. We know that something's not right. And there's a lot of things that is going on, but a lot of people don't listen. They don't even know about this. They don't know. There's people that have things like this going on in their life, and they're probably sitting there thinking, what is wrong with me? What's going on? And they don't know that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of other people who are experiencing the same thing and asking the same thing. They don't know. They'll find out one day. They will. You fell asleep in front of the computer. Wow. Yeah, it's and have you noticed this? If you look at your phone, if you even look at your phone for probably 5 to 10 minutes, it's like something sleepy. You get really, really sleepy. Have you noticed that? You get real sleepy just looking at your phone, and you have to put it down. You're not sleepy before you look at your phone, but when you pick it up and you think, well, I'm just going to check something, then you get sleepy. And then you put it down because you're realizing every time I pick this phone up, I'm getting sleepy. There's something that's making it sleepy. And I wonder, you all, you remember when I got this phone, I didn't want to activate it because it had a plasma spinning around in it. And I had to hold my iPhone, my other iPhone's camera up to this phone right here to see if my other iPhone that I use, my iPhone 8, could identify this iPhone SE, whatever this thing is. And my other iPhone could not identify the plasma that was swirling around in this phone. So I left it. I didn't feel right about it. I left this phone in the box for 2 or 3 months. I wouldn't activate it or nothing. because of the plasma twirling around. It's a living life form inside these phones. It's like the plasma you ever, and I've got a plasma computer screen right here. How does that plasma, no, that plasma, is that plasma inside that computer screen? Is that real? Is it really? Listen, it's high efficiency plasma lights make the plasma webs and the plasma other things. It's a, what state of matter is it, you all? The fourth or fifth state of matter, plasma. We have a liquid, solid, gas, and yeah, you're getting a plasma TV. Well, these phones have plasma in them. I think the plasma is what makes them a touch screen because it recognizes other plasma maybe in your body. You can even touch the phone if you have like nitro, like those gloves on. You can touch the phone and move it with those. Somehow the plasma, your fingers get through there and turn it. But if you have a thicker glove on, you can't. Good evening. Why you can't stay awake and you're being called? No, you're not. When I can't stay awake and I'm being called into service, dirty dozen. Yeah, you're having trouble staying awake. Really, that is. What if there is a weapon being used against us by a adversarial force? What if there is an adversary using a weapon against us? Okay, that's what they were talking about last night in their transcript, the Department of Defense. Things like this, adversarial things, technology that they did not understand. What if we have something like this being used against us? Listen, how could they, if you think about it, how could, say the governments, the militaries of the world know that this thing, there's something up there using frequencies and stuff up there in space or something against people, but they can't stop it because their technology is so thousands of years advanced. How can you stand up against something like that? If they have even knowledge that this is happening to people and they'd like to stop it, how could they? Okay, how could they? They're probably thinking they're powerless. And indeed, they are powerless against advanced technology, especially if they don't have that advanced technology. They don't know anything about it. They've never seen it before. They are defenseless and they can't stop it. But yet maybe they can't raise alarm bells because of it, you all. Maybe they can't. Maybe they know who the adversary is and maybe they're planning to confront the adversary. Maybe. But they know they got to get their information all together. They got to get everything ready in order to do it, you all. Something's happening. There's some kind of adversary out there. There really is, and it's having an adverse effect on us. We can't hold our eyes open. We're having trouble holding our eyes open. We just want to fall asleep, and there's no reason for it. There isn't. And if you're experiencing this, there's no reason for it. You know there isn't, but you're not alone. Everyone else, a lot of other people are feeling it too. They're wondering, why am I so sleepy? Why am I so exhausted? I can't hold my eyes open. That's right. We have an adversary out there. This adversary has an army too, and it has a lot of tools in its tool chest. It does. And we got to be aware of it, you all. And it may have no face right now. This adversary may have no face right now. Nothing that you can put a face to, okay? Physically, you can't. Right now, it may be invisible. Maybe right now it has not manifested into reality, but it's out there. It's lurking, okay? And it may not even look like us, you all. It may be something totally unexpected. Technology, not aliens. That's right, you all. So if you're just tuning in, you're feeling it bad in Oregon, Shelley. You feeling like you can't hold your eyes open? You're feeling exhausted. Yeah, you are. And you probably thought, well, if I could just relax, I think I'll just relax. That's what I was going to do. I was just going to sit in my recliner in front of the fire and relax and not go to sleep, but I wanted to relax looking at, I don't know, engine engine stuff, and or maybe look at the Science Channel. They got some really good, was it the Travel or the Travel Channel? One of these channels have, maybe it was the Science Channel, alien life. A lot of videos on alien life, and they did one on alien microbial life too. It was a short snippet. And I thought, wow, I want to watch more of these, is what I thought. Yeah. Um, so it's matter. You talking about dark matter? Wonder if dark matter has the ability to do this to people. And it's kind of invisible. What if dark matter is like your shadow too? Really, what if it is? Um, you got to get vitamins and plenty of water. Well, there are people who have vitamins and plenty of water, but when you're hit with something to where you just want to go to sleep, you're whatever, and perhaps maybe your frequency might be down within your body, really. It might be an energy directed weapon against by an adversary against us, all over the world. They'd have to be up there. They have to be way above the people, way up there in the air, in order to affect so many people at once all around the world. They would really have to be airborne, somehow up there. Even if it's a frequency or something, it has to travel um, in order to cause this to happen to us, you all. It would have to do something like that in the air, because I don't think it's coming from the ground, because the ground is like an insulator. It is. It has to be above it. That's affecting us, you all. So if you're just tuning in, that's what I'm saying. Are you feeling it? Um, and what is happening? Because I couldn't hold my eyes open. Every time I went outside, I was feeling fine before I went outside, but when I went outside, I just couldn't hold my eyes open. I just wanted to close them just for a moment. Even though I wasn't tired, I had plenty of sleep. And I thought, no, just tonight, I thought, I just feel like I just want to go to sleep. And it was only 6 o'clock. I thought it's so much later than this. And then what if time is being sped up? What if time is being so sped up, and that's why we're so exhausted too, you all, really? There's no telling what's going on. There really isn't. You got hit with a bad frequency from someone and you was unprepared. That really does happen when you talk about that, getting hit by frequency from someone, because you can feel their frequency. I felt it. Felt like a great big round ball, like a soccer ball, went straight through me. It was a negative energy, went straight through my body. Boom, as the individual passed. I felt it. Never felt nothing like it in my life. Never have, ever. And I haven't since then, but I felt it as that individual walked past me. The frequency, it did that person did not like me, and their frequency was felt like a great big massive ball going straight through me. And I felt it. I felt the whole diameter of it as they walked past me. The whole diameter of a ball of energy, like Goku. You know how Goku could make those Dragon Ball Z things or whatever it was? Yeah. Um, you had a bad dream. That's okay. Goku, yes. Well, my children would watch that when we lived on Fort Meade. And I thought, why are you watching this cartoon? So we started watching it. It was really exciting. We couldn't wait to watch it. It would come on around 4:30. We'd all watch it as a family. It was pretty cool. It was. Um, yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Throw away pencils and erase savings, just in case. You never do. That's right. A diverse chat today. That's wonderful. We like diverse chats. We really do. Um, but something's happening in our world. It is. And there's like some kind of a frequency that's like, sleep, sleep. Now they'll sleep, like she did to Dorothy. The personification of bad made Dorothy sleep because she didn't want Dorothy to go any further to the Emerald City, because the Emerald City would have all the answers. And Dorothy somehow knew it. Um, and the personification of bad, which was that witch, she knew Dorothy would find her answers. How did she know ahead of time? She must have known because she tried to stop her. She didn't want her to find out, you all. She did not. That's right. My nose is itching, you all. I apologize, but I had to scratch my nose. How come everybody seems to forget that half of the country, Tanya, honey, it's much greater than that. Okay, it really is much greater than that. What we're seeing, it doesn't matter whether one has been or one has not. There are things happening to everybody at this point. It doesn't matter really. Um, I mean, I shouldn't say it doesn't matter because it does matter, but there is something going on that it's affecting all people from all walks of life. Something is happening to humanity itself. Okay, that's the big picture right there. Something is happening to all of humanity from all over the world. Okay, if you have a physical body, if you have blood running through your body, if you have a breath in your body, you're part of humanity, whether you like it or not. And you're grouped together as a human population. Okay, something's happening to humanity, the race of humans on this earth. Yeah, I like to look at the big picture of life because there is a greater picture and there's something greater at play here, something at work. Yes, team humanity. It's true. Um, yes, you have a terrible headache. Oh my gosh, you all. Um, it's right. So the reptoids are going to uncloak soon. Well, if the reptoids are going to uncloak soon, I hope that they are not hideous looking beings that make your heart fail. Okay? Really. But you'll know them. You'll know them by their fruit. Isn't that right? You'll know a person by the fruit that they bear. For out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And then actions speak louder than words. You can say one thing with your mouth, and then your actions will tell a totally different story. You ever notice that? Totally different story because your heart don't match your actions. That's right. Um, they look like humans, yeah. It's okay. You got to stay vigilant. But if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it? And what's happening? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling like you cannot hold your eyes open at all? You feel like if you could just close your eyes just for like a few seconds or a minute or two, that maybe that will give you that extra push to, keep going. If you just could close your eyes for maybe 5 minutes, but then you're finding out that's not going to help. You're still exhausted because you still feel the need to close your eyes and you just want to sleep, even though your spirit within your body don't want you to sleep, but your body is feeling something totally different. And maybe you are exhausted and you've been feeling that. This is happening around the world. So that's why I said it. Are you feeling it? So what is happening? This must be airborne. Whatever is happening, it's happening from some kind of a frequency or something up in the air. It could even be in space. It's like an adversarial thing that is affecting us in an adverse way and making us all tired. You can just envision Dorothy as going to the Emerald City. She was almost there, and there came that personification of bad trying to stop her, and she caused a deep sleep to fall on Dorothy. So she couldn't reach there, but then the personification of good came. Her sister in white came, and she woke Dorothy and her friends up so they could continue on their journey. She broke the spell. She was aware. So the good thing is we have good and we have bad, and where there's bad, there is good. So we're not alone either way, you all. We aren't in the big scope of life. We're not alone. We've got to prevail, you all. We do. Yeah, you feel like your head is in a fog. And have many of you lately been feeling like you can't get the words out of your mouth right when you speak them? You know you want to speak. You're finding like some kind of like something is scrambling your words, and or you go to do one thing, and the very thing you want to do, you're not doing it because I don't know, like you go pick up your jacket. You want to go across the room and pick up your jacket, but then you pick up something different. Think, no, that's not what I wanted. Have you been noticing that? This is whether you have had the you know what or not. It doesn't matter at this point. That this is happening to people like that too. It's happening to people, you all, whether or not that you have had the you know what. Okay. So it's not being selective in who it happens to, you all. Something is disrupting us on the inside. It is the way that, our body works, the way that we think, all of it. Biologically, it's messing us up on the inside and disrupting us. Um, Michelle, honey, your chat keeps crashing. I'm sure that they probably got somebody doing like this or an algorithm breaking the chat because they're trying to slow it down. And so they're cutting into the chat so there's not so many chat messages getting through. If they just take their foot off the pedal and just let all the messages come through, they'll fly up the screen and maybe your chat won't break. Yeah. So you got Lyme at the start of that. You saw a person's eye turn. Okay, this is true. You saw a person's eyes turn black, and it shocked both of us. I never told him, but I got away from that person. That happens in real life. I worked with a girl. Her husband or her boyfriend, whoever she was dating, he had the beautifulest blue eyes, but when he got angry, his eyes turned black. And she saw pure evil in his eyes. She did. Turn total black from blue to black. And he was that type of a person too. He had a Dr. Jekyll and a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality, but it would scare her. And that's been years ago. It's happened to you 3 times. You fell asleep in front of your iPad, sometimes forgetful. Yeah, you got to stay strong. At least we are aware that we're not the only one experiencing this and we're not alone. The thing is, you need to be aware of this. You're not alone in what you're experiencing, and something is dreadfully wrong. Something is wrong. Something's going on, you all. And this is raising awareness. And that's the best that we can do. Raise awareness so that we can prepare ourselves on the inside right here, you all. We got to get strong. We really got to get strong. You got to be vigilant. We got an adversary out there, probably more than one. And there's no telling where it's coming from. Probably all over the place. Really, I'm not joking either, from all corners. If you have an enemy, if you have an adversarial army coming at you, they're going to surround you. They're going to make sure you can't get away. Surround you north, south, east, or west. Try to close you in to where there's no escape. Yeah, so you just got to be aware of what's happening and prepare to the best of your ability. But if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it and what is happening? Are you feeling like you cannot even hold your eyes open? You feel like you could just fall asleep, and then you think, if I could just close my eyes for just like a minute or two and just maybe 5 minutes, I'll get energy and I'll be able to keep going. But you find out that that's not even working for you. And there's no reason, because you weren't tired. And if you found that you went outside and that's when it happened to you, when you came back in, because you were fine before you went outside, then something's outside. But something is going on, you all. And it's worldwide. You're not by yourself at all. You're not. The news is talking about the zombies again. Don't get the Neuralink. The dropping stuff. When you go in nature and something, you sleep like a baby. The Legion went into the, yes, it did, Robert, honey. It did. And they went over the cliff. Boom. Why have you come and tortured us before our time? They knew. They did know. You can type, but you can't use emojis. Wow. See, I don't know what's happening. I don't think the zombie apocalypse is happening, because I'm not seeing zombies outside, but I think that it's hard. It's right now what I'm talking about. It's hard to keep your eyes open. You feel like you can just fall asleep. I wanted to go to bed. I did. And it's only 6 o'clock. I said, I'm not. I'm going to get on here. I'm going to ask other people, Are you feeling it? Because if I'm feeling it, the spirit within me is saying somebody else is feeling it too. That's why I get on here, you all, because I can't just be the only one. You ever feel like you're a conduit? Some people are conduits. You can feel the energy, you can feel the emotions, you can feel like the wave, the spiritual energy all around or coming from somebody. They don't even have to be anywhere near you. You can feel things because you're like a conduit. Everything flows through. There's lots of people like that. There is. Um, let's see. Resident Evil outside the thick fog. Where are you at when you see in the thick fog? Because this fog is getting out of hand. It really is, and it's getting a little bit too uncanny. It is, and I don't like seeing it. And it is a thick fog, a very thick fog. Um, mm, the magnetic field is happening, and you can feel weak, upset, and even angry. Yes. Let's see this, you all. Let me see this. Gina, can we dance? I don't feel like dancing, Mr. Bean, honey. I gotta feel it in my spirit right now. I wanted to go to sleep before I came up here, so now I'm not going to dance in my sleep. I'm not. That's right. The voice text. Yes, the voice text is bad. Country boy, honey, Resident Evil is real evil. When we were in Hawaii, somebody threw away a Dreamcast system. And there were these Resident Evil games in it, and I would not let my kids play it. But you know what I did? I took that because I thought, well, that looks like an antique. So I took it and I boxed it up in a bag or a box. And I've had it all these years. And it was like a few years ago, my son knew someone who owned a comic shop or whatever who sold those games like that. And well, he was very grateful to get it, you all. That's an old Dreamscape or whatever, and that Resident Evil thing. But it did look evil, and I said, "You're not playing that stuff in this house." Yeah. Yes. So you all, if you're just tuning in, are you feeling it, and what is happening? You feel like you can't hold your eyes open. You feel so exhausted, falling. You could just fall asleep standing up. You could fall asleep staring at your computer. You could fall asleep eating or drinking something. That's how you feel, and you don't know what's wrong, and it's a struggle to keep your eyes open. And all you want to do is just go lay down, just close your eyes just for a little moment, just for a moment to try to get your energy. Um, Night shift worker, but lately you are very fatigued and overly tired, even though you get enough sleep, Kathy. Yes. Um, You're pretty lazy. You want to, but you can't. Yes, right. That happens to you. So you are, the light is returning. Well, the light is going to come and can pierce a hole through the darkness. The hole's going to be so big it won't ever be able to cover it back up. How about that? Yeah. It is hard to wake up, Justine. Excuse me. Black eyes. Yeah, there's some people who have some black eyes, and their eyes do turn black. That's right. You're going to go to work right now. It's all good. I hope you have a wonderful day at work or evening. I really do. And that you have lots of energy so you can do what you got to do and not get drowsy. Um, well, you all, I am going to go. I have already went over an hour. But really, this is serious. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling like you cannot even keep your eyes open? You just want to fall asleep. And if you could just close your eyes just for a moment, just get like a nap or something. Somebody said they slept for 5 hours. They took a nap for 5 hours. That's how exhausted their body was. Um, Clint, honey, are you feeling it and something's happening? Are you feeling like you cannot hold your eyes open? You feel like you could just fall asleep, setting up, fall asleep. And if you could close your eyes for a few moments, maybe that would give you like some energy, but maybe you're finding out that's not giving you the energy because you still are so exhausted. You just want to fall asleep and there's no reason for it. And it's happening. This right here is happening all around the world. A lot of people are experiencing this. That's what's happening. So you all, I am going to go. I am. So thank you all so much. And please continue to comment, you all, because this is important, what's happening. We need to document this. This is real documentation. Thank you, Apple Brooks, honey. You all, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You might not want to miss what we share, but you might not even get a notification regardless if you hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's lots of people who don't get them. But yeah, we're going to try to stay on top of all this stuff. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all. Please stay vigilant and try to stay strong on the inside and just keep your eyes open. Be aware of everything that's happening around you. Yeah, share this, you all. There's more people experiencing this. Love you.